Okay, so in this video, we will talk about difference test. So this is the group assignment part 2, assignment analysis part 2. I will show you how to run the t-test, so two independent two groups t-test and the ANOVA. So when we talk about t-test and we are comparing two groups, we are comparing the two means of the two groups. So let's look at this data. So this is another data set. It's not the one that I was using in the other videos just because I needed some other variables. So we want to do a t-test now. So we compare the means and we go to independent samples t-test, okay? Then I always suggest to right-click and to display variable names and to name your variables. So to put the label to your variable. So you remember what variable is that, okay? So here we put the test variable. So we're putting the dependent variable. In this case, as the example that I was showing in class, this is the desirability of economy cars, which is here. This is our dependent variable. So we want to figure out what is the difference of desirability for economy cars depending on the gender, okay? So in the group variable, we are putting the IV. I'm using gender, but you can use whatever variable here, okay? So here we put gender, and we have just male and female. As I was telling you in class, if you have multiple groups, you need to use the ANOVA. Because we have just male and female, we're comparing just two groups, we're comparing two means, we can use the t-test. We use 0 and 1 because we need to give some value to the groups, but this is just for SPSS. Actually, the gender has no value, okay? We click continue. We always do paste because we want our syntax in case we mess up with something. We select and play. And then we get our table. Okay, so here, first thing to notice here is that we have 560 male, we have 440 female, then we go in the independent samples test table and we look at the SIG significance, which is the same thing as p-value. So remember that is less than 0.01. So it's less than 0.05, which is our value of reference because we're talking about a 95% confidence interval. So we can say that there is a difference between male and female in their preference and desirability for economy cars. Here in the group statistic table, we can see that male prefer more due to the mean 3.51, they prefer more the economy cars than female because the mean is 2.83. What mean am I talking about? I am talking about the mean of the Likert scale from 1 to 7, right? So strongly undesirable, strongly desirable. And this means is referring to that Likert scale. So the Likert scale of the dependent variable, okay? Now we go back to the data and we run the ANOVA. So we are always comparing means one-way ANOVA. One-way ANOVA means one dependent variable and one independent variable. Why we're using ANOVA in this case? Because we have multiple groups to compare, okay? So we always use as dependent variable the standard economic car desirability, and then here we use the age because we have different group age, okay? We do the post hoc because ANOVA is just telling us that there is a difference between the groups, but it's not telling us where the difference is. So we need something, a post hoc test, that is telling us where this difference is living. Okay, we use the Tanka, which is easy to interpret. We hit continue, paste, and we have the syntax here. We select and play. Nice. So first thing to look at is the significance here is less than 0.05. So we reject the null hypothesis and we can say that there is in fact a difference between the groups, between the group's age and between the means of these groups, okay? Then we look at the postdoc Duncan, and on the left here, you see why I'm doing ANOVA, because there are multiple groups. So age category, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 49. These are the groups that I'm comparing, and I'm comparing the means of the Likert scale for the desirability for the economy cars. Always the Likert scale I'm comparing here, like in the t-test. So the people aged from 18 to 24 basically ate the economy cars because the mean is very low, because 1 is strongly undesirable and 7 is strongly desirable. Okay, so they don't like it. And the group age that like it a lot, so they would buy economy cars, is 65 and older. Why? Because the mean is the highest, 4.84. Let's remember that I'm referring here to the mean of the Likert scale of the dependent variable, which in this case is the desirability for economy cars. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in the next video.